Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at the brand new eNMey Pro from GOG today. So I have it here with the barrel that it comes with, and I also have just the standard eNMey. This is the non-Pro version, and so we'll just kind of look at some of the differences between the two. Internally, they're the same. So the core, the guts of the body haven't changed any. Those are the same on the inside. It's really the accessories that you see on the outside that are different, and the body itself. This is, like I said, the original version here. You can say that the body is more of a matte black finish to it, and it doesn't have these cuts that are in the body anymore. So it's a solid body construction. It's going to make it a little bit easier to clean, and I think it makes it a little bit more sleek looking as well. But as far as what is new or what's different about the Pro that you're going to see, it really starts with the front. So on this one, you got a 12-inch ion or impulse threaded barrel, whatever you want to call it right there. But the new one comes with 14-inch one-piece freak-ready barrel or freak barrel. So it comes with the 689 insert in it already, but this is a pretty sweet barrel right here. It's going to accept all the other freak inserts that are out there, so if you want to bore size your paint properly, which is really going to give you the best accuracy that you can get on any paintball gun, this is the first step in doing it right here. You can pick up these inserts as a kit or individually on the website. So this is a sweet barrel setup right here, coming on the gun. Much better than the one-piece barrel that came with it before. Next difference would be the feed neck. It still has the same attachment to the gun as in a clamp style attachment where it's gonna be tightened down around a base unit. So it holds secure, but the nice thing is these new feed necks have a lever on the top so that you can easily adjust, drop your feed neck in and clamp it down. Not gonna go anywhere once it's clamped down. You're never gonna have that when you lift your gun up, your feed neck comes flying off, or you dive and your feed neck comes rolling out. If you've properly clamped it down on there, it's gonna hold it, and it's gonna hold it nice and secure. So new feed neck, all metal feed neck, perfect. Still comes with the easy removal bolt where you can just unscrew it by hand. You don't need to use an Allen key or anything. If for some reason you have tightened it down so much that you can't undo it by hand, they do have little holes right there where you can put like an Allen key in it, kind of like this, and then you can use that for leverage to rotate it on and off. But you don't need to crank on it. When it goes in and you tighten it up, you go till it's tight, give it a little bit of a snug, and that's good. You don't need to crank on it to tighten it down. So that's this piece right here. Regulators are the front coming down here. You see on the original one, steel braided line. Makes it kind of hard to do maintenance or take it apart because you have to re-Loctite or Teflon these fittings every time you pull them out. Right here, they've moved over to a macro line setup. Easier to use, easier to replace. When you want to take it apart, you can just snap it apart and go from there. So easy use, definitely a big plus feature on that one. And then when it comes to the ASA, they've now gone with a on-off ASA. You can twist it, control the gas flow in and out of the gun. Plus it has a rail on it, which lets you slide this forward or back depending on how you want your setup. If you want your gun to be a little bit longer, you'd have to get a longer piece of macro line first off, but you can slide this back a little bit, bring it back about 3/4 of an inch off the backside here, longer piece of line, and you can make your gun a little bit longer with your tank setup. You want to make it a little bit shorter, you can bring this forward a little bit, cut your line down, make it a little bit smaller. One thing you do have to remember when you are cutting it down or making the gun shorter, if you move this forward too far, when you go to screw in your regulator, I've got one. We'll just pretend like this is on a tank. If you move this too far forward and you go to screw this in, it is possible for the gauge or the fill nipple to hit the rail right here. So be aware of that depending on how big your gauge is. This is an ultralight gauge here, so it's a little bit smaller. But if you had a standard size gauge or a different brand gauge that's bigger, your amount of play or travel that you can have is less. So take that into account when you're gonna change a setup, that everything will fit on there as well. And that's pretty much it with the Pro. The Pro just gives you external upgrade features that you aren't getting with the standard one. New feed neck, new ASA with rail, new barrel. This is where it's at. This is like the best part of the upgrades. Personally, to me, this is a great barrel setup on the Pro system. So definitely give it a look-see. If you don't have one of these, they're great shooters. They're super reliable. They don't have any electronics in them, so it's a basic, easy system on the inside. You don't have to worry about batteries or eyes or getting it dirty. It'll just keep shooting. So definitely check it out. This is the eNMey Pro with all the new features on it. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.